Shalom in the name of Yehoshua HaMashiach. Welcome to this video in which I'm going to just have a look at Galatians chapter 3 and just ask my brethren who are Torah observant believers in Yehoshua to interpret this passage for me and show me how I'm misinterpreting the writings of Paul. This is specifically concerning his comments about the Torah being like a guardian or like a teacher. Let me show you what I mean. In chapter 3 and verse 19 he says, "Why then the Torah? It was added because of transgressions until the seed, that is Yehoshua, should come to whom the promise was made." So he's now breaking down the purpose of the Torah. And the question I'm asking you is that, did Paul believe that the Torah was a lasting thing like Yehoshua believed when he said, until heaven and earth pass away, not one jot or tittle shall fall away till all has happened? Did he share Yehoshua's understanding, or did he believe that the Torah was temporary? I think the answer is self-explanatory. He says, first of all, the Torah was added until the seed should come. That gives us a first hint. Then he says, let's go to verse 23, just be brief. And he says, before belief came, or before faith came, as other translations put it, we were being guarded under Torah, having been shut up for the belief being about to be revealed. Therefore, the Torah became our trainer unto Messiah in order to be declared right by belief. But after belief has come, we are no longer under a trainer or guardian. So, to me, this is very straightforward what he's saying. He's saying that the Torah came in, and it was only lasting until Yehoshua would come. And he said that the Torah was like a guard, guarding the people, either individuals or the nation, the people of Israel as a nation. The Torah was a guard or a trainer to prepare them for Yehoshua. And then once Yehoshua brought faith in, then the Torah no longer had a purpose. In other words, the children of Israel and those who are being trained by Torah, once they have faith in Yehoshua, they no longer are under the jurisdiction. They no longer have an obligation to the Torah. So, can someone show me why I'm misinterpreting that? The questions are this: what is the trainer? What is this guardian if it's not the Torah? And then what does it mean to say that we are no longer under this trainer once Yehoshua had come? Some people like to try and argue that to be under the trainer, in other words, to be under the Lord, this is a phrase that Paul uses often, it means that you were under the punishment of the law, you were under the curse of the law, you were under the sentence of death of the law for breaking the Torah. But if this is the case, there's a problem, which we find in the very next chapter. Paul continues. At the end of chapter 3, he said, he goes on to say how we're all sons of Yah, and there's no Israelite or Goyim, and he says we're in verse 29. If you are of Messiah, then you are the seed of Abraham and heirs according to the promise. Then he says, and I say, for as long as the heir is a child, he is no different from a slave, though he is master of all. But he is under guardians and trustees until the time prearranged by the Father. So it's that understanding of like a royal child. Royal children are under guardians and trustees until they're ready to step up and take their rulership, and then they're no longer under these guardians and trustees. He's already said that the Torah was a trainer until Yehoshua. See, it's a straightforward teaching that he's giving, that we're not under this trainer anymore. And he says, so we also, when we were children, were under the elementary matters of the world, being enslaved in actual fact. Now look at this. But when the completion of time came, the Mighty One sent forth his Son, born of a woman, born under Torah. If under Torah means that you're under the punishment and the curse and the penalty of breaking Torah, well, that must mean that Yehoshua was also a sinner. It doesn't mean that. It obviously doesn't mean that. To be under the Torah clearly means to be living under the obligations, living according to the statutes and precepts which are given in Torah. Paul was saying that Yehoshua came and he himself was obliged to live under the Torah. And he says, verse 5, to redeem those who were, past tense, who were under Torah, in order to receive the adoption as sons. Paul kind of breaks down what he means by under Torah in 1 Corinthians chapter 9, where he's breaking down how he approaches people who are living by different traditions and different ways. He says in verse 19, he says, though I am free from all, I have made myself a servant to all in order to win more. And to the Yehudim I became as a Yehudite, that I may win Yehudim. And this is the thing here. So in other words, he's saying to those who are Yehudim, living according to the ways of the Yehudim, he lives according to those ways so that he can evangelize them. And then he says to those who are under Torah, as under Torah, so as to win those who are under Torah. To those without Torah, as without Torah, not being without Torah toward the Mighty One, but under Torah of Messiah, so as to win those who are without Torah. So see how he breaks it down really clearly. He says, to those who are under Torah, and he means those who are living bound to the precepts and commandments, and according to these precepts, he becomes as one of those under the Torah, so that he can try and win them to the faith which he's preaching, which is a non-Torah faith. And then he says this. He says to those without Torah, who's he speaking about? He's speaking about Gentiles. Those who are, in other words, not living according to Torah, he becomes like those who are not living according to Torah. So he lives according to the ways of the Gentiles, not robbing and stealing and murdering and whatnot, but he's not keeping the Shabbat, he's not keeping the food, dietary requirements, etc. And then he says, because obviously if he says that he's without Torah, that's going to look a bit odd. So he clarifies by saying, not being without Torah toward the Mighty One, but under the Torah of Messiah. And again, it's this understanding which he has that Messiah came and taught different commandments which he is going around preaching and teaching, and he lives according to these commandments because he has to live according to that Torah, but not according to the Torah of Yahweh given by Moshe. So for me, these two places, Galatians and here in 1 Corinthians chapter 9, make it quite clear that when Paul talks about people being under the Torah, he is talking about people who are living according to Torah. And when he talks about believers not being under Torah, he means that believers do not have to live according to Torah if they don't want to. And to me, this is openly teaching against Torah. It's openly saying that to keep Torah or to not keep Torah is a matter of personal inclination. You can do it if you want, but you don't have to do it. And again, I ask my Messianic friends and brethren who are keeping the commandments, can you show me how I'm misinterpreting Paul's statements here?